that sound?
Mate, hear that, hey? Nostalgia Drags. We're out here having a ball, and like usual, we're halfway through the night, and we better film an intro, right?
Yeah, of course.
But we've already filmed half the day.
Yeah.
That's how we roll. But
well, if you like what you see, and if you're liking the sound, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Leave us a comment. Let's get into the action.
You'll see a video like this every week.
Yeah.
But do please subscribe for us. That helps us out. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Apparently 80% of our viewers currently aren't subscribed. Yeah. So jump on there, hit that subscribe, cost you nothing, and you'll get that. Drag action.
Let's go catch the action.
All right, let's go back to today.
Let's do it.
Shaun, glad I caught you, mate. You've been pretty busy here too today. I saw you just had this all apart and now put back together.
Yep.
On the Valiant.
Yes.
So, mate, what are we running in this thing?
Look, mate, it's run a best of 9.0, 148 mile an hour. That was in Sydney just recently. Obviously, weather conditions, make a difference to ET and mile an hour.
Yep.
Today's been a little bit, a lot of moisture in the air and not real good air for fast times today.
Right.
We suffer a bit of that up here in Queensland, but all in all, it doesn't matter. You run what you run on the day, and mate, I'm more than happy. It's gone, I think, 9:30 today. 9:30 at about 145 mile an hour.
Right.
And how can you complain about that?
Now, I love coming out and having a look at the gassers because I just love the style and it just looked great. Now, it's a bit of a big series, really, getting around Australia now. You guys are travelling all over.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it's been a long haul. We always say we don't have the luxury of like in America where they got the population to make things like this flourish very quickly. Whereas, and let's face it, drag racing today is hard to get into. It can be costly, and it is hard to attract guys into it. But we've seen some really good guys come in.
Now, you pulled it apart earlier. What happened?
Look, mate, drag racing doesn't go without a problem, and we're all in the same boat. Just, sometimes it can be the simplest part. We always say a $2 part can sometimes stop you. Not necessarily today. We just had a slight issue with one of the rockers, one of the posi locks on the rocker. Seemed to have worked itself loose and pulled out, which means it drops off on a cylinder. I noticed on that second run that by the time we got to the end and coming around the return road, I knew something was amiss. So we got back here. As you can see, what makes Vintage Gas and drag racing great, as you can see the bunch of guys that just
Everyone
come
jumps
around.
in.
Yeah, you know, and that's what it's about. You only got to look behind you. Guys are on the barbecue.
You're cooking for everyone as well. You're
That's it,
joining
mate.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to do.
I got offered a burger already.
That's it, mate. That's what we like to do. We aim to please, and that's what Vintage Gas is about. We want to please the audience. We're about putting on a great show. We love doing the skids, the wheels up, all that sort of stuff. These are all cars that people can relate to. Probably, everyone's family may have had a Valiant or a Hillman or an FJ Holden or a you know, whatever it might be, the Falcon, and I think that's what really attracts people to it as well. One, they're very characteristic vehicles, and everyone seems to be able to relate to it. So,
what engine you got under there?
mate, it's based on a big block Chrysler, a 440 Chrysler.
Yep.
It is out to its now 500 cubic inches.
Whoa.
Runs aftermarket cylinder heads. It runs a 671 GM blower, dual 750 quick fuel carbs, and we run on E85 fuel. So a bit of corn-fed fuel.
Yep, no, fair enough. Now, that's not your only car you brought out today, because you brought another one out here for us to have a look at, of course. Now, I think we've actually spotted this one in Harrigan's video that we've done before, and you can probably have a look at that one. We'll put a link up to that.
That's right.
Mate, tell us a little bit about the history here.
Yeah, look, hot rodding and drag racing and everything goes hand in hand, and I've always obviously been involved with nostalgia drag race, and it has to come from somewhere. And growing up and looking at all those American hot rod magazines and the drag race magazines, to me, the Willys, Gassers and the fuel coupes from the 60s, you know, that's
your passion.
That's the passion.
Yeah.
And our goal with this here was to build our version of, it had to look like a fuel altered or a gasser that had driven off the track in the 60s, but we wanted it street registered. This car's fully registered through the Australian Street Rod Federation in Queensland. It's a completely legal driving car. It just surprises a lot of people to see its appearance. We wanted a real, the word I used is we wanted a real high impact car, and it seems as though we achieved it. So
yeah. Now this has certainly been no slouch either, though.
No, it's not. Once again, that drag racing heritage always seems to come back. Sometimes whether it's a good thing or not, I don't know, because it's hard to have, you know, high performance and reliability and drivability isn't always
doesn't come hand in hand, does it?
No. But look, it is a small block Chev, a 350 Chev base engine. Once again, nice aftermarket, alloy cylinder heads, runs a solid roller cam shaft. It runs an 871 supercharger, dual 750 quick fuel carburetors, but running on normal pump fuel, normal gasoline on this here. So yeah.
So it's a bit easier to find a fuel station while you're out driving, doing your Sunday driving in it.
Yes, look, the E85 is fantastic, but yeah, it's not readily available for us.
Yeah. So. No, perfect. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for bringing it out. Thanks for pleasing the crowd with this. We need more crowds here to days like this. I tell everyone, you've got to come along and check out Nostalgia Drags.
Absolutely. Support Nostalgia Drags. You know, this is a grassroots drag race, and hot rodders, doesn't matter what you're into, your classic cars, your muscle cars, get out and enjoy the Nostalgia Drags. This is where it's at.
Perfect. I'm going to probably get carried away by these flies in a minute. So.
Yes.
But appreciate you talking to us today, Shaun.
Thanks for your time.
The story, mate. Thank you.
Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it.
Glenn, now I've seen this thing out here a few times and I don't know much about it, so I'm going to come and ask you a little bit about this.
Yep.
What are you running?
Righto. This started life as a 6-cylinder. Built the chassis from scratch, and it had a blow-in 6-cylinder when we first started it. It had the old school style wraparound body, and then I wanted to do something completely different. So I actually tracked down the competition coupe body, which is
Yep.
based on a 36 Chev, and that come from the States. I got the body from the States, and then I basically reworked the car and rebuilt it to what it is now.
Right.
So we run 383 Chev small block, magneto, mechanical injection, dry sumped, fuel cell and battery sit right down the front to try and keep the nose down.
Yep.
'cause
You got to get some weight down there.
The thing loves the wheel stand, so shoved as much weight as we can down the nose to try and keep it down there. Turbo 400 gearbox, standard 9-inch with fabricated housing. But whole car's built by me from scratch, so it was
Wow.
basically something I just drew out on the shed floor, and I want to build one of these, and away I went.
Now, what surprises me is when you're sitting in here,
Yeah.
you're sitting over the top of the diff
Yeah.
with the Turbo
Yeah.
400 gearbox between your feet.
Yeah, you actually sit over the diff here. Diff sits about there, and then you actually both legs sit down beside and sit each side of the bell housing. I actually rest my ankles on the bell housing.
Well, look, I thought before you need balls of steel to do that, literally, because doesn't concern you.
Nah,
You get used to it.
Nah.
It's bulletproof.
Once you've done a couple of laps in it, you don't think of that, and because you sit so low in the car, I find I sit so low in the car and I'm snuggled in, you feel the car more than actually see it. I actually feel the bum wiggle before I notice the front's wiggling.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can drive it by feel.
Yep.
And you get in, you pull yourself in tight, saddle in, and you're good.
Yep.
Away you go. It's a wild ride. I love it. So
Yeah. Now, what sort of times are you getting out there?
usually in the 9.3s, 9.4 bracket.
Yep.
Just come back from a fresh engine because we destroyed engine in Winter Nationals last year, so this is a fresh engine now. So just sorting through it, and yeah, that first pass we did a 10.1, and I've had a look, and shift light's only set at 5 instead of 7 where it should be. So
Yeah.
there's a bit of a driver error there. So.
You said you've been out of practice.
Yeah, it's been a bit rusty, so yeah, well, come back, checked a few things, went, oh, shift light's about $2,000 short than it should be, so yeah, we've wound that back up. So, but engine looks happy, it's good, so yeah, so we're going to send it the next one and see what we get out of it.
Sounds good. Now, Mad Dog Racing, you've got a nice tow vehicle there as well. On the
Oh,
other side.
yeah, the tow car, yeah, that's me. Well, that was my second ever toy that I built from scratch. Yeah,
Right.
and my dad and I did that together as a project.
Yeah.
Dad's no longer with us, so that now sort of takes
A lot of sentimental
Yeah.
value there. How good's that?
Yeah, he's seen the start of this in its 6-cylinder days and never ever seen the finish of it. And I'm sure he's looking at it now, just shaking his head. Going, what are you up
Where
to?
do you stop?
Yeah, so but yeah, I reckon he'd have a blat. He would have loved to have seen this thing go down the track.
I always ask everyone what got them into cars.
Yep.
Was it Dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always used to muck around, and tinker with stuff under the house.
Yep.
Brother wasn't interested, my sister wasn't interested, and I was the one that took the.
You
plate,
got the
so to
bug.
speak. Yeah, I took the bug and went with it. That's it. So that's now a business. So I use that every day for business now. So.
Yeah. So now, what's the business?
Mad Dog Motorsports.
And where do we find you?
I'm at Chambers Flat,
Yep.
and I'm also a mobile service as well as got a workshop out there, and we do rust repairs, vintage cars, build chassis, repair chassis. We put Brett Farnell's next story back together a few times when he made a mess of it.
Yep.
Custom pipes, aluminium work. We also do truck mechanic repair. I'm a truck mechanic by trade, so I do truck mechanic on-site work, generator
everything.
servicing. So yeah, we're into everything. Yeah.
Right, and you got Facebook?
Yeah, on
Find you
Facebook,
there
Mad
as well?
Dog Motorsports. Yeah, and you can usually see most of the stuff I build and put together. There's a photo up there and a bit of a story about it on Facebook. So yeah.
Good. We'll look down below. We'll throw a link there for you. Check it out and give him a follow. And do we see any videos of this on there as well?
There's a couple, but yeah, there will be today's because we've got the 360 going up the top there, so we're going to be filming all
excellent.
today's and we'll edit them up and put them on.
Because last time I think I saw you out here, you were getting some massive axle cramp in this.
Yeah.
And that's a bit scary when you're sitting right there too, isn't it? Because you could definitely be feeling it. You're right there.
You feel it sort of, you don't notice it as much. Like the photo they showed me in this side lane, and he said, Davey Reed come and showed it to me. He goes, oh, get a load of this. And I'm just going, and like it would have that much air under the whole car.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like that much in the car. So but he's going, oh, you got some good air. And then that's one of the ones they published in one of the magazines, and I'm just looking at it going, good on you. It could have put a better shot in it. But
It's nice and smooth today. That's the main thing.
it's left nice today, so marked the wheelie bar up well. So yeah, happy with how it went today. So
Good.
get
Well-
a couple more at it, get the driver a bit less rust on me, and we'll be into it. So yeah,
Mate, enjoy your day, and thank you for having
Thank
a
you.
chat to us.
Thank you.
you going?
All right, good, thank you.
Mate, your HB Torana. Now, I had a bit of a look at this morning, and this is a fairly new car for you.
Yes, I just recently purchased off Shane Locke, who built it, and got it all straight and running good. So I've just recently brought it off him, and first dive into something this quick, and it did liven me up this morning very quickly. So
it is quick.
Yes, it is quick. It's 550, 124 over the 8. So
wow.
Yeah, it livened me up. So,
yeah, now you backed off there and then still ran a 9-second.
Yeah, I backed off at half track and ran 960 at 98 mile an hour. So it's got some potential there. It's very good, well sorted car. So I was lucky in that respect.
Yep. So what have you done to it since you got it? Just
basically just checked it all over, changed a few hoses, but other than that, it was virtually a turnkey deal. And that was about it. Yeah, done my licensing. And not much more to it than that, really. Just jumped in it and scared the pants out of myself. So.
Now, you said this is a quick car for you now, but you've obviously been down the track a few times
Yeah,
before.
I had a 10-second LJ Torana, so 2 seconds doesn't sound much to the average punter, but I can assure you it's a different speed sensation.
Yeah.
Another 2 seconds quicker. So.
A little bit less time to muck around to get
through.
Yeah,
well, I said to the boys, my first run, I didn't know what I was looking at. So, and I was at the end of the track, so it was interesting.
Right, so drag racing, how long have you been into the sport?
Mate, I've been crewing for blokes for 20 odd years, but just recently, I said it's my first purpose-built race car. Street cars I've had for a long time, but it's my first purpose-built one.
Yeah, now, have you got a nice street car at home as well?
I did have, and that was a part of the deal with Shane. Now Shane's got a car that he's quickly building, and
that's the Torana.
That's the Torana. So now he owns it. So no more street cars.
Yeah,
just this now. I've graduated up and enjoying this.
Fair enough. Now, what got you into cars, mate, to start with?
Mate, just mates, hanging around with people, building cars. We were young. I had one of the first V8 LJs down in Sydney, registered. It was registered, so.
And was that a 308?
308 in it, yeah. So you could get away with it in those days, not anymore. And I had that for years, and just mates with cars. You know what I mean? That was it. It was just a good sport. It is a good sport. Everybody's friendly. You know what I mean? Very, very little. Angst between everybody. We all just try to make me safe and finish the race.
Yeah, and what do you think of these nostalgia drag days?
Nostalgia, great. 6 rounds of racing, you can come here and enjoy yourself. Great cars to look at, you know what I mean? Old school cars, you can't beat them.
Can't beat it, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's all foot brake stuff and trans brake, so it's good.
Now, I've got one other question for you. And what was your first ever car?
First ever car was a HR Holden 4-door.
There you go.
Beast.
There you go. So you've got your Holdens through and through, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, never owned anything else. Got a Ford tow car, which I get ribbed about, but Holden everything else.
Nah, good stuff. Well, appreciate you having a chat to us, mate, and enjoy your day and get some more top speeds out there.
Yeah, I certainly will. Thank you.
Here we are, end of the track.
Yeah, we're at the end. So, well, if we're at the end, let's tell everyone to like and subscribe again. And is that how it goes?
Yeah, of course.
No.
Like, subscribe.
Or
Did
is
you
this,
enjoy
no,
the
hang on,
video?
this is just the end of the track. You might want to see another Nostalgia Drags video, and I'll tell you what, let's chuck some links up for a couple more, eh?
Yeah.
On the
let's do
end
it.
screen. Have a look. There is other Nostalgia Drags videos that we've done previously. Check those out. Hope you enjoyed it. As I said earlier in the video, subscribe, eh?
Yeah, hit the
Get on it.
subscribe, hit the bell, like, share it out with your friends. Jump on Facebook, Instagram.
All you
Hit all
need
the
is an
socials.
email address.
Yeah.
If you want to support us though, jump on, grab some merch, website, overtakinglane.com.au, find the events, whatever. Yeah, just get on
or
there.
even click on one of the Amazon links.
Yeah.
Buy something from them. Doesn't even have to be what we put there.
Or just share the video out. That helps too.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. No worries. Enjoy. Here's some more cars.
See you in the next one.
Stay in that rocket lane.
Just a burnout.
Ah, that was a burnout. You have to wait.
Let's be your blue person.
Oh.
Wonder what mile an hour we'll do when we come down here.
12.
12 mile an hour. You're just planning on rolling it out real slow.
I don't want to break anything. Just take it easy.
I'll be going down the track.
It's not a race. Is it a race? I don't know. It is a race, isn't it? No.
G'day mate, how you going? Welcome to Overtaking Lane. It's a nice car you have.
Recording audio through headset, it says.
Okay, it's good.